2021 was another pandemic year, but the excitement never stopped and Star fans were in the thick of it. Hi, I'm Jolene and this is 2021, the Star Year in Review. So many highlights, but I have help. Joining me on set are two special guests, Star reporter Chanel Lemmy and producer Cordell Scatterburrell. Welcome guys. Later, we'll hear from entertainer Triple X and another of our frontline reporters, Simone Morgan Lindo. But what a year, even for you, Scatter, with your close brush with COVID-19. How did you manage to overcome this?
I mean, I don't see it as overcoming. I just know that it's one of the speed bumps along the way because every year brings its challenges. So I just see it as one of the minor challenges because when I compare it to the stuff that people face in this world, I think it was minor, a learning experience, and here I am feeling better at the outcome. I think it was good for me. It was a lesson well learned. Well,
here now are our top 10 stories for 2021. You guys ready?
Let's go. Let's see if we get it right.
So number 10 on the list is the full suitor jacket. This is a story that we carried where we had a security guard who found out that 3 out of his 4 children were not his.
Wicked.
So, yes.
Woman, wicked.
Wicked. That's what he said. All right, let's hear though Triple X's comment on that story and then we can move ahead.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Now look on the wall of this, I say, this is the straight injustice because there are systems in place for fathers to support children that they don't actually want to support. The court system is set up in a way where you have to, once them say you're the father, you have to mind the picnic. But when after you mind the picnic for how much years, there's no system put in place for you to take legal action against the mother who deceive not only you, but deceive the child because they rob the child of an opportunity of growing with their own real and true father. So this, when I see them put in a parliament, they say you have to have a DNA test as you pick the born, mandatory. Same way like how you said, before you sign the birth certificate, you can take one DNA test because the DNA test is something very, very easy to do. 20 minutes you can find out whether you're the father or not, and it is extremely cheap, and I feel like the government can more than subsidize it. I'm going to say something right now. I know it might come off, it won't be politically correct, but them gyal are wicked, you know. Them gyal are wicked. Let me tell you here, know this, them gyal are road wicked. Them gyal are sleep with all 4 man one day. You hear me tell you?
Females, I don't understand what will encourage a woman to give a child to a man and stare him in his face for years upon years upon years when she knows that DNA no match, nothing no coincide, and she see parents or they see fathers struggle with connecting with their children, and they know the reason. It's because something is not adding up and they keep it a secret and they blame everybody else but themselves, you know. So I might never get a woman a jacket yet in her life, in her history, you know.
But I bet you if you could, you would.
I don't know, it never happened yet. So
what do you think,
all
Chanel?
things are pointed to the women on this topic.
Before I even say nothing, let me make it very clear. I don't condone jackets. I don't condone giving children to men to whom they do not belong.
Yes.
But some people have some very
there's
special
no
situations.
No, there's no good reason.
Where there are some cases where the woman might not have even known.
Really?
Because if that is the case, that she is so promiscuous, she's sleeping with 4 men in one day, like Triple said.
Where does the responsibility of the man come in though? Like, what's your responsibility? You know that you're sleeping with this person, she may be sleeping with other persons, and she come to you and say, I'm pregnant. Don't you try to check back? What's that process?
Man not good to date. Man, my first thing is men not good to date. Man don't even remember them on a birthday, much less anniversary. So for your man, check back when him impregnant a lady and check back cycles, and it's too much that of stress, man. One just need to be honest.
So number 9 on the list is Queenie's royal wedding. Now, I'm not sure if we all remember, this was a little early in the year, but it's about Queenie, who is an entertainer from England, and she came to Jamaica and met the love of her life.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost, Amen.
What do we think about that? It was a spectacle at Hell Show. Let's hear.
I remember in only one wedding that topped that, and it was Beanie Man and
the Angel.
You know?
This is
so
true.
I hope this one lasts longer.
So this was a dance wedding of the
year. We
year.
are for Queenie. What's her guy name?
Dewey.
Dewey. We are root for Queenie and Dewey, you know?
Yeah, because it looked like real love.
It looked
like
real
them
love.
really and truly enjoy each other. And there was that little moment where people were saying, oh, Queenie, you're too old for him and this isn't a right match. But I feel like they're really in love.
But Queenie still better than enough of them young girls.
First of all, Queenie still better than enough of we.
I found a young girl who
But
needs for 3 months worth of sleep, man. And oh, too much, man. It's not enough sleep. Bring back the beauty or something. Queenie still good. How old she be?
I think 50 something.
Queen is still good.
Still real good. A foreign do that? A foreign we have to go for look so?
Foreign cold England breeze. And I mean, Dewey's there with her now. So
yes.
I mean, as I say, I hope it lasts longer than that other that other marriage. But we wish them all the best. And we also want to send condolences to Queenie because she lost her first child like a month ago. So you know, condolences, Queenie. We wish you all the best and big up. So number 8 on the list, guys, we have the Roman raise the cup receives marriage proposition. I won't say much on this. I'd like to hear your view. Chanel, let's go with you first. You remember the Roman raise the cup?
Oh, I should have married him. So she says like Roman raised into that she want to figure out?
I don't know, but maybe she wants to be sampled.
Isn't she a gospel singer from, I think it's the US?
Yeah, so what's wrong with that? Because she's a gospel singer?
I mean, that was a very controversial moment in the year, and I don't think that is something that the church necessarily wants to be associated with. So for her, unprovoked, for raise up out of her bed and come try marry the man who is already married, might I say. I mean, I love that for she.
Well, I said maybe she wants to be sampled. Scatter, what say you?
So, the Roman razor thing, this have anything to do with the couple of them we get catch?
Yes, that was in his uniform in that vehicle.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't know what's a big uproar about this thing now because 99.999% of Jamaica indulge in that something. So.
I think the problem is that he was on camera. He was on the job in his uniform.
Well, everybody phone have some crazy stuff in it, so when if you go on like say that man there alone, camera shine pan.
But I think
I'm sure if I go into your phone right now, I'm saying, I really you this? You know? So everybody have them little...
Why you out me for the camera scatter?
Everybody have them little thing. It's just that, as you say, he was in a uniform, but why the police them crazy too, but I'm going to like say, there's ice, you know, them are human being like anybody else.
We are at number 7 now, which is Rasta trimming. We have 2 people on set who's kind of rocking locks. I don't know if we rather identify as Rastafarians, but this was where Princess Nzinga was allegedly trimmed in lockup by a policewoman.
I said, Miss, you can't cut my hair because I no style and no braid nor sister locks in my hair. From I was a child, I said I'm 19 years of age, and from I could remember as a child, my mother was locking my hair. So it's not style, it's a part of my culture, it's a part of my religion. And she behaved as if she never cared, she never have any remorse, she never have any feelings.
Really and truly, it goes to show the stereotypical stuff that's still taking place in Jamaica right now, after so long. You still have people who look at this as something dreadful, and any opportunity they get to shoot it down and show superiority, that's what they do. This young lady, she's not a criminal. There's no reason whatsoever for someone to go through something like that. I remember one time witnessing some guys beating a Rasta foreign who sold peanuts at my school. And it was one of the worst things I can remember witnessing. Because them hold him by him locks and wheel him around and, you know, and deal with him wicked. And that's what came back in my memory when I realized that they actually made this girl trim her locks against her will. You know, that's barbarism. And I think the full length of the law should be dished out to whichever person is partaking in that.
I completely agree, if it is true. Because after the fact, all of that information came out where persons close to her were saying that she caught it herself before she went into lockdown.
Yeah, she had about 3 friends coming out to say that she called them and told them that she did it herself. I mean, the investigation is going on now, so we know, hopefully find out what happened really. But
my opinion is, them trim the girl.
I
am more leaning towards that. I don't see where this girl who grew up in a Rastafari home is gonna cut her own locks and blame the police. That's even worse, to blame the police. You're not blaming the common man, you're blaming the enforcers of the law. That comes with serious repercussions. That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
We are number 6 in the countdown, guys, and we are going to talk about violence against women and children. As I said, it's a very somber mood. We have 2 or 3 stories that stood out to us this year, which was the Canice Jackson murder, that young girl from Portmore. And we also had the abduction of the St. Thomas girls, and then the 10-year-old boy who got shot in his head. So, I mean, how do we feel about that? And what is Jamaica going to be doing about violence against women and children?
There's only one way you can feel about that. You can only feel disgusted that these things are happening in big 2021.
You know, aside from the uproar that took place in St. Thomas, I think we are brushing these things under the rug too easily and forgetting about the stories too easily. We have been conditioned to accept violence and abuse as just normalcy in this society, Jamaica right now. I think we put more emphasis on some things when it makes sense, and for even parents having kids, children, to be able to carry on, living in a country where they know they have kids, and these things are happening, and there's not much of a more louder uproar. It means we have desensitized ourselves towards these issues. And I think it's not only the people committing these atrocious acts should be held accountable. We as so-called patriots of society who keeping our hands clean, we're also keeping our mouth shut, and we're not doing nothing to aid. We're sitting and wait for some miracle, Jesus or government or something to take place, instead of us really putting ourselves out there and holding our families and everybody accountable for the atrocities where we as humans are commit, and we are doing this to ourselves, you know. There's no one doing it. So it's a problem that we have to solve, and we have to put aside the hypocrisy and the bias, because we know these people, we know about evil men in our society, and we support them, and we don't take a stance and say, oh, this is how we are dealing with. And that's the problem.
All right, so we are at number 5, so halfway there, guys. So I hope you guys are sticking with us. Entertainment lockdown, and I think we have the right person on set to talk about that today. Someone who is very, very big in entertainment, who had produced one of our biggest reggae and dancehall festival.
Yes.
What do you think?
About me or Scatter?
I mean, probably both, because you write entertainment for the Star.
Yes.
So where are we now with the COVID restrictions and entertainment lockdown? How does the community feel?
Ladies first.
Well, as a patron of the entertainment sector, we feel bad. We want to go outside. We're tired of this. We want the outside when the moon out.
And the stars, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the star.
COVID turning a vampire.
Yeah, be a vampire thing. 6 o'clock I meet that inside.
Yeah.
If me the outside after 9, I feel like criminal.
Yeah.
I feel like me have to rush go in. You know how long me hear some loud music?
Why?
Because everybody that home, my neighbor them that home, me can't even play my sound too loud.
I mean, the industry has gotten some promises from, you know, the ministry that, you know, there were going to be some regulations. I don't think we've seen any of that. As I said, Sketa, being in the industry and actively working in it, you know, what are the talks? What are we hearing?
Well, I think the industry, the entertainment sector is divided, it is split, because parties have been held, people have been partying. I know people who party almost every night. COVID or no COVID. Probably in the first 3 months, there were no party, but people just take it on, the owners to say, yo, I'm going to do road, and then find the party then. So they are the ones who abide by the rules, and then you have the ones who say, oh, them have to eat them food, and then find ways to make it work. And it has been going, and it has become a lifestyle now for these type of parties taking place during lockdown. And people are finding a way to make money by breaking the rules. You have the other set now who have been adhering. Concert promoters who have a lot more to lose. They can't get a fine because they can get harsher penalties. Hotel owners, venue owners and so forth. And for instance, a Reggae Sumfest that I'm affiliated with, we have been hit brutally with this. Not only the owner for the festival, but persons work on the ground. You have engineers, plumbers, electrician, cameraman, media, publicists. Like you have probably 200-300 persons who rely on a Reggae Sumfest on an annual basis and make plans on their lifestyle on those things materializing. And for it to not happen in 2020, 2021, and there's still a hover of doubt for 2022, it put us in a real unsatisfactory look with the government. When I go to Florida, Florida is open 100%. Probably 49 out of the 53 or 52 states, them open. Jamaica, on the other hand, I'm sure there can be something put in place to get this thriving industry back on its feet, because if you talk, the tourism sector has been booming without entertainment. So maybe that's why I'm thinking if it was being affected the way it should be, we wouldn't be seeing this kind of lockdown and restrictions. And because it not hurt them not really see no way for really easy restrictions, but a lot of people are hurting from this. And these are the persons who have been adhering to the rules and not breaking the law, none whatsoever, and they're not being paid by staying home and staring at the stars when night come. We need to get something in place. Rebel Salute in January, no Rebel Salute.
But let's take it back to, you said the persons who are adhering. Yeah. So in summer, we're at Greater Little Bly, and we had Dream Weekend and we had Mocha Fest. And after those two events, there was like some big fallouts. We said there were rumors that, there was a breakout from those events.
But I think you should take it a lot further back. In probably last year, October, September, I don't remember the exact date, but we had an election that went on for months of campaigning, and people were on the road doing all of these things. That's where that real outbreak started. Dream Weekend did nothing at the start. Dream Weekend was a 3-4 day event, and they had rules in place. You ever see an election campaign and how them people are going on the road? You think them can adhere to no? I don't see one mask on one socialist bus or one JLP bus. I don't see one mask. Them hang out through the window same way. Them a shout labor, labor, and a spew the thing all over. Come on, and that's how the real pandemic start, right? That's all.
We're going to take a break from the countdown, guys, and we're just going to have an honorable mention of a column that has stand, for the test of time for the Star, and that is the Tell Me Pastor column. Oh. A lot of the issues that are in the countdown, persons are writing to tell me pastor about them, to their pastor about them. And, so as I said, honorable mention, one story that stood out was where a man was complaining that his Christian wife was too wild in bed. How do you feel about that?
What I'm doing?
Is what kind of experience you have with Christians?
They are the wildest.
Are you speaking from experience?
No, the saying that silent river run deep is real. I'm telling you. Don't you know that a lot of troubled people are in church? It's not nice people in church, It's people who go through some craziness and run going to the church. They hide. Are we outside of the church are the nice people?
Number 4, which was actually a surprise for me, we have She's Black and She's Proud, which it was a top story for Star readers. It was called Black Barbie Turns Heads with Stunning Skin Tone.
Do you remember
all this while bleaching seems normalized in the society?
Some of them only catch the religious article.
Well, this one, as I said, she is a hairdresser in downtown Kingston, but she has a stunning skin tone and she refuses to bleach. And it's her top story. Like, readers were interested in that for 2021 altogether. So, it brings up the discussion then about bleaching.
This time for a woman celebrating her natural melanin, it is something for celebrate. We for celebrate it and big her up. So that's a great story.
When I say she's dark skinned and cool toned and even, and she She could have been Miss Jamaica.
She is gorgeous, and guys, we'll show you a picture of her just to jog your memory. As I said, she's a hairdresser. You can go and visit her downtown.
Yep,
but as we said about the bleaching, I don't know, where do we think Jamaicans are with bleaching? Do we see it going away anytime soon?
It's a lifestyle now.
I mean, Spice said it all in Black Hypocrisy. Yeah. She said it all.
We are at number 3. So top 3, guys. Let's have a drum roll for that. And this is about the combo boss. What a way Kadisha trended. It all happened after a video went viral with one woman, Shanice, promoting a sexually explicit party at Kadisha's house. Before we jump into that, we're going to have Simone Margon-Lindo, who is one of our reporters, and what she had to say about Shanice and Kadisha.
Corporate Jamaica might kill me, but I think Corporate Jamaica could hire her to be a marketing person for them, just like Elia Lewis. Sex sells. And good girl just say, all right, here we're going now. We're going to do a sex party. And we're going to advertise a sex party. And it show how gullible men are. And everybody just run into it, and everybody want a combo, everybody want a slice out of the combo, and she fooled the people them, and she do her party. And it went well. I had the pleasure of meeting Shanice and Kadisha as well. And I must say, they're 2 beautiful young women. But people don't understand, you know, the party it wasn't just a party for Combo Boss. For her, it's taking care of her 7-year-old son. His birthday was coming up as a single parent. You just have to do what you have to do. And as I say, I never Combo Boss alone benefit. I never Kadisha alone benefit. All the little daddy them run a back road. Them go on out and they make them money, and then Pitney benefit too. Thumbs up to the woman them. You
did go buy a combo?
I think that girl will up on can of worms right now, because look from back road where they're in the shadows. Them have something, you can probably have 3 combo party every week right now. And me personally, now I'm going on a party and see a woman I do oral sex with them and that. I don't want to say that, I go out for listen music and all the vibes. But there is an audience for it. You understand me? So, it's better than the man them go out and rape girl picnic. Better them save them $5 and go enjoy themselves. That's how I see it, you know? As I said, this pandemic, it make people have to get creative. Everybody have to earn, and when you have your youth them to feed and so forth, you have to try to find a way to make it work. And that's what these 2 young ladies are doing. We can't knock them, you know what I say? As I'm saying, I don't think what they're doing is illegal, you know? And they might use what they have to make what they want, you know? Them say them is not prostitutes, right? Mm-hmm. Well, you have real prostitutes who can be hired to come and make money, as the person said. Oh, well, so it's a business, I guess.
According to the interview that the Star did with Shanice and Kadisha, they're not prostitutes. Yeah. It was never their intention to throw a party to them. They just bored on a Sunday evening and put out a video, and somebody just take it off of one of them status and ran with it.
Because I saw the video weeks before this.
Yeah, it was never supposed to be anything. They were just joking.
Like say to the happen the 1st of September. By the middle of September, the video started going viral. So I said, then who could have taken the video so fast? And choose to send it out now. And then now it was a big you know, it was a real mess. Because her parents, her family, my mom, my dad, everybody started to say what kind of thing that we are promote, and it not sound good.
I mean, Triple X also has his view on Shanice and the Combo Boss parties. So let's hear what Triple has to say, guys. As Katia said, brace yourselves.
Sometimes when you face that verse, the best thing we have to do is just face it and just accept it and just run into it instead of running away from it and crying and moaning and running and hiding and that bit. Sometimes you better just take on them something. When time a negative sex and come to you, you have to just hold it, and you have to applaud them with how they're spinning this or they're honing this to create revenue or income stream for them, because it's hard out here, young people in Jamaica.
On now to story number 2. Are you ready, guys? Auntie Faye versus Jamaican Twitter, we'd call it, was number 2 for the year. Boy, the people them went for the juggler after the Star reported that broadcaster Faye Ellington believed that international star Rihanna was not properly dressed for the big function at which Barbados became a republic. At that same function, it was also announced that Rihanna was going to be conferred a national hero. So that's number 2 on our list.
What I want to know is, did Miss Faye Ellington make this comment in a private space and it was leaked, or did she take it to a platform and made her voice be heard, to be critiqued?
As the writer who did write that story, that was mine.
It's Chanel cousin.
I'm so sorry, Auntie
This
Faye.
is her, guys.
I never mean for this. As the writer who did that story, on that day when after the event happened the previous day and Rihanna was trending and I saw on social media people like, oh, Rihanna just showing up her nipples and this, and I'm like, I wonder what people who are knowledgeable in this space would think. And as a journalist, I look up to Auntie Faye and I think that her opinion has value. I think that she is one of the classiest Jamaican women I know, and if she says something is inappropriate, it must go so. She not just talk out her.
So you're right with what Faye?
I 100% stand by you, Auntie Faye. You never get up and
I'm
cuss.
telling you that star shirt is too tight for this program right now.
But your opinion don't matter in this case.
Well,
because you are not.
I need to write the star about this. This is not appropriate.
And guess what? That would be your opinion and it would be fine. I couldn't jump down your throat and say all of those nasty things that people were saying to Auntie Faye because you had an opinion. She said what she said and she not back from that.
What did she say exactly?
She said that for that event, it was inappropriate.
Was it the sleeveless or the nipples?
It was the fact that her nipples were protruding through a dress.
Come on.
Then I want to take it back because you said you're a journalist and Auntie Faye is a journalist. Triple X also had an interesting comment about this. So let's hear what Triple had to say and see if we can find a middle ground.
This is her profession. You understand me? I say you can't see somebody go somewhere. Or me can't get up and set some boom. And then I'm down the place and I'm be unhealthy food. And then a dietitian I go look for me and say, say you don't need to eat that, and then me vex. Who is you for tell me for not do that? You're a dietitian, so you're supposed to tell me that. Her job or her profession is deportment. You understand? How you present, like public relations. You understand? That is her job. So for her to look at that and say something, and as to say, you guys are the one who asked her for her comment or her feedback, and she gave her own informed, and I like to say she uninformed to everything, She gave her own informed opinion, and for her opinion, and this is how I see it. Faye Ellington give her opinion for Rihanna dress, and people I get vexed with her for fear opinion by giving for them opinion of her opinion. You understand? You see, we are talking about it does stupid, like me not understand. You are going to get angry with the person for giving their opinion while you are giving your opinion of their opinion of the opinion that you didn't want, the opinion of the things that she gave the opinion about. You understand me? I say, it does stupid, it don't make no sense to me. And this is the problem with internet and social media.
And now, for the newsmaker of 2020.
Okay, let's hear this.
So you look like you know what it is, Sketa, for 2021.
Hear the word of the prophet. Come from the north, come from the south, come from the east, come from the west. The airport shall be open for pure blood.
Cult pastor Kevin Smith and the Ark.
We'll never miss a beat. I give you the reward and that.
Okay, we take it. It was a whole series of bizarre episodes. All right, before you go on the pastor, let's hear our last clip from Simona, what she thinks about the cult pastor Kevin Smith and the Ark.
All right, what can I say about Kevin Smith? A very wise but very madman with an insane flock. Reason being, if we're going to talk about the Bible, as Christians, we were told that God will never destroy the world by a flood again. So the ark just never wouldn't serve no purpose. If we didn't hear someone make something that can help them out with fire, or, preserve them from the fire, then probably that'd be a bit more believable. But an ark, no. when we hear about Tanika and the other young man that was killed, at first we never believe. Even when I see the images them from down in Montego Bay, I say, boy, I like that. Because I'm out somewhere else this happen. I couldn't Jamaica. Then I reach at work, and I see the newspaper, and I say, yeah, at Jamaica. Everything was graphic. It was, as I say, unbelievable. But just up to now, it's hard for me to accept something like this happening in Jamaica. We know we evil and so forth, but we never expect this. Then news came about that Kevin Smith died. Then I saw some photographs with him on a stretcher, and I was like, no, this can't be real. This is a movie. Then lo and behold, Kevin Smith is dead, and so was a policeman and others injured. His death was regrettable. Reason being for me, I wanted to see how all of this ended. I wanted to see the court actions. I wanted to see the drama. I wanted to see everything. And then afterward, I hear that, all right, them charge a dead man. I may wonder what going to hell now if him reach a hell prison. May I wonder everything what happened, because to me, it was one of the most stupid decisions to charge a dead man.
All right, Scatter. So you look like you're ready to talk about cult pastor. Let's hear it.
Cult pastors. Because as far as I'm concerned, every pastor in Jamaica is a cult pastor. Jesus. Because they are selling a story, fiction to the masses, and they're using intimidation, guilt, and fear to make people believe, not knowing, believe that they are in peril. And in order to avoid this peril, you need to give me money and pray when you want yours. That's what it comes down to. They're all cult pastors, but some are more decisive and more somber in the way they present their messages. This cult pastor did not go through the channels that a typical pastor would. They are taught how to deceive the people. They have to go to school to be a minister. You know, being an ordained minister like ladies are, no, that's not how it really works. You have to go through channels, you have to go to school and study and learn that certain words evoke certain emotions and so forth. They're all cult pastors. I'm saying TG, Jakes, all of them know how to say the stuff that appeals to your energy and make you get so bubbled up inside and you just seriously talk to you alone. But everything them say, you can attest to, because it's life. Some people just know that them find freedom solution in the halls of the church, and some people know that them find freedom solution right here, so. Starts with me find my solution right here, so. And I have to big up the pastor, because only thing with him, he took it a little bit too far. Just like a lot of people, when you get too much power, you overuse it. But me rate the pastor, if I wasn't so vocal against the church, my bank account would be 10 times heavier, because I'd have used that weapon of religion and manipulate all y'all and take everything we want to have, and I would rain down some fear and promise of hellfire and so forth, and take everything. Take it from a fool and his money shall part. Gimme, me smart, me use religion, and divide and conquer.
And that you think that is what was special about Kevin Smith?
Oh man, the man is a genius, man. And there's a lot more like him. A whole lot. I'm telling you, I mess up. I should have not come out against religion. I should have gone and create a church for myself and pitch one 10-pound piece of land and start me thing there. Wouldn't they have done so now yesterday? Some first would have to see me.
It's hard to follow Scatter saying him rating because him teach people money.
Of course.
It's hard to follow that.
Yes.
As much as I'd love to say he is wise and I rate him because him know how to take with people money properly, I'm still so caught up on the horrors that he did to these people. As much as, and I'm not going to be like Scatter and tell people they're not smart because they're putting their faith in something. Whether or not I believe that is true, that is your cross to bear, not mine. So Tanika, she put her faith in this man and she trusted him, and the man just...
Sad.
And that's not okay.
That's sad.
What? And I hate that her story will be forever tied to this man. From now on, when we think of Tanika and we think of the cop R.I.P. O'Shane Irons, who lost his life transporting him, they will always be tied to this man, and I don't love that for them.
Guys, that's us wrapping up number one. It finished already. I can't believe number one
come back
story.
next year.
Let's see what will top next year.
If the Lord spares.
If the Lord,
yes.
I really that's a good pull back one.
That's
no, I have a policy to have. Come I get enough ear to love. So I'm just throwing that phone.
Alright, that's all the time we have for the 2021 The Star Year in Review. Thank you, Sketa and Chanel, for coming through. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Jamaica Star and Jamaica Star on Twitter. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel while we're upon right now. Go and leave your comments right now on this episode. And down below, leave us a comment and let us know your big story for 2021 and your top performer in the dancehall space. From all of us here at The Star, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And lastly,
congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the people that won, but they're not done seeing me yet.
Big up the Jamaican Olympic team in this year's Tokyo Games. And that moment by Hansi Parchment, we really love it. Big up yourself, guys.
That's a wrap.